if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, click subscribe right down below. If you want to be notified every time I upload, just click the little alert, little symbol right there, right next to it, or however the new layout is. Yeah, just so you know every time I have a new video. I did post on my Instagram page Q&A. What do you guys want to know? Get to know me. What do you guys want to see? Okay. So question 1, what goals are you working towards? So I mean goals as far as like financially, physically, you know, emotionally, financially, of course, like I'm always looking for that next big move. Believe that whatever is meant to happen for me is going to happen for me in the time that it has to be. And I just have to keep having faith. I have to keep being hopeful, and I pray about it, you know, like I know I'm in God's corner, and whatever is meant to be is going to happen for me. And yeah, I don't know, I just have that type of faith with that. So my fitness right now, I mean, just like with everything going on, it hasn't really been the same. But that doesn't mean that I don't work out. So if I don't go to the CrossFit gym, or I can't make it to the CrossFit gym, I make sure that I'm at least moving my body, whether that's doing a yoga video or that's literally running around my complex, like, and keeping up with like my good eating habits. Like, don't get me wrong, your girl loves cookies. I'm about to talk in third person. I love sweets. I have a huge sweet tooth, and I will never deny a cookie. Yeah, so that is my guilty pleasure. But my goal is to get back into my good eating habits. I kind of want to get back into cooking again. For a while I was going through this meal service, which is amazing, don't get me wrong. And if you're in San Diego or even New York, because they're based in New York, Jenny's Kitchen, I will post it, put her website down in the description below. I really need, you know, I want to get back to like that cut. So that's, I guess, like my goal physically wise. I just want to enjoy life, you know, like life is really short, and you know, just being surrounded by good people honestly is my goal. Like, I think for a really long time when I was in my previous relationship, I was just surrounded by a lot of toxic people, and I didn't really allow myself to be surrounded by good people because I was just going through so much emotionally and mentally. And that's literally been my goal this year, is to really surround myself with good people, and things will fall into place. And honestly, that's what's been happening. Like, I have decided to eliminate people, eliminate things from my life, and it turned into bringing better people in, and for better things happening to me. Your relationship status. I am seeing someone. We'll leave it at that. Any chisme? Chisme that I can talk about publicly? I don't know. Like, I don't know why I can't think of any chisme off the top of my head. Because I have a boring life, because I can't even think of chisme at this point. But if you have chisme, or maybe I'll post this on my IG, if any of you have chisme that you guys want me to talk about, and it'll be anonymous, I would love to do that. Because I'm not gonna lie, your girl loves some chisme. I like to hear drama. I don't like to be involved in drama, but I like to hear it. Okay, next question. Do you love playing any sports or just watching it? Alright guys, if any of you personally know me, y'all know that I hate sports. Like, the only sport that I have ever done is softball, and that was for one season, and I was like 11, and I was like and I was like to my mom after the season, I was like, I hate this, get me back into dance. And that's exactly what I did. But as far as sports, legit, I think the only one, unless like I'm physically at a game, so like if I'm physically like at a Padres game, I will totally watch it. But if it's on TV, no. Like I literally have to be in the live game in order to have myself watch it, unless it's hockey. And I have a feeling the reason why it's hockey is because my sister used to play hockey in high school, and before high school, her and my cousins would play hockey together, and it would just be so fun to watch them. So I feel like that's why that's the only sport that I would watch. Oh, and MMA. It's just so interesting. Like it's just like, oh my god, like you just don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if it's gonna be a TKO or if they're just gonna go on for like all the rounds. Like it's very interesting. So hockey and or I guess not MMA. God, that's embarrassing. UFC fighting. But other than that, sorry, I'm not your girl for sports. Okay, next question. How tall are you? I am 5'2" and 3/4, but my ID says 5'3". Next question, where do you want to travel? Oof. I mean, as far as like, no, I mean, where I want to travel for sure is Europe. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Spain, but I mean, since I was not little, but since I was younger, my two trips have always been Italy and Paris. If you have been around my room, I have something Eiffel Tower-ish. And Italy has just always been a place that I've always wanted to travel to. Like, you know, the people, the food, the atmosphere, it's just, it's so beautiful. And every time I see pictures of it, I'm like, I want to be there. Like, I need to be there. So for sure Europe is where I want to be. And some of my cousins live in a few areas of Europe, and I mean, that all they tell me are just like amazing, beautiful things. And yeah, I can't wait until I go. I am probably going to plan something when I turn 30, probably make a Europe trip out of it, who knows. But to answer your question, Europe. Do you have siblings? Yes. I am, well, biologically, I am the oldest of 3. I have a younger sister and a younger brother. However, I am in a very blended family. With my mom and with my dad. I won't even go into detail, but I'm also a part of a blended family. I'm in the mix of like 6 other siblings or something like that total. So it's a fun time when, you know, holidays happen because it's a lot of people. And if you're a part of a large family, you know that holiday parties are intense because of all the people. Next question. Oh my god, when I saw this question, I was so excited. Which Home Alone movie is your favorite? Oh my god. I am a die-hard Home Alone fan. Like, me and my sister literally could watch Home Alone all year if we really wanted to. But my favorite? I mean, I'm always a hardcore, like, you know, what do you call that? Like the first movie, like, or the original. I'm always a fan of the originals, but I do love the New York Home Alone, so the second one. It's so good. Even though it has a different actor in the third one, I still love to watch that. But I think my favorite, and probably because Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. Well, Christmas is in all those movies. Oh my god. But I think New York, the New York Home Alone movie has to be my favorite. Next question. How did you start your fitness journey? So I kind of already talked about that, but how I started my fitness journey is I was going through a lot of different things. I was going through a very difficult relationship, very difficult time at work, and I really needed that like escape. And at this time, I hadn't worked out in the last, actually I think it was in the last 2 years that I wasn't really working out. I mean it would be like here and there, like every once in a while I would do like a YouTube video, or I would go for a walk, or I would go to like a conventional gym and like do some weights, and then I wouldn't do it for like another month or something like that. And it legit, I guess I'll tell the story of how my best friend got me into the CrossFit gym. And so she knew I was going through such a hard time with everything that was going on, and she texted me and she was like, hey, like there's a new CrossFit gym opening in our area, like we should go, like they have like a 5-day pass, like let's do this. I didn't text her back. So then, like, you know, she's my best friend, so you know, she didn't really get too hurt by that no reply. So then of course, like, she was like, all right, I'm gonna text her again. So she legit, she was like, hey, like I tried out the class, like, oh my gosh, like I think you would love it, like she was like, just come with me, you know, like let's do this, like you're like, I know you're gonna like it. And then I asked, so I think I asked her like what type of, like what gym, and she was like, oh, it's this new CrossFit gym that just opened. And I was like, pardon my French, but I was like, this bitch is crazy. What in your right mind thinks that I am going to enjoy CrossFit? Like, CrossFit looks painful. Like, I am not about to do that. And then my friend was like, just try it with me. Like, it's literally for free. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, I mean, it's 5 free workouts. Like, what's the harm in that? And like, and if I don't like it, I can just leave. So yeah, that was my mentality going in. Literally went in for my first day. I freaking loved it. Like, it was so awesome. Like, you know, it was all of the things that I used to do when I was training for my ballroom competitions. And that can be another story about my dancing life, you know, with ballroom, because it was a huge part of my life. But anyway, it reminded me of that type of training, like cross training and like interval training. So I really enjoyed it. And the coaches were, you know, were so motivating. They were making sure that like I was okay since it was my first time. And like, you know, there's that joke with like, oh, you're bound to puke on your first day of CrossFit. And I was like, I am not going to puke. I am not going to puke. And I didn't. Okay, I didn't. But yeah, so basically, long story short, I ended up loving it. And I think literally 3 days later, I signed up for the membership. So yeah, that is literally how it started. And like I said before, I will be posting a video of my transformation and how CrossFit has really changed my life and where I'm at now. How often do you work out? So I really try to shoot for 5 days of working out. What are your eating habits like? On, you know, a daily basis, I always try, you know, to consume a protein, a carb, and a fat. And I remember for the longest time, I was so scared of eating carbs because, you know, in the dance world, I mean, and if any of you can relate to this, in the dance world, all they told you was to literally stay away from carbs, like whether it's bread, rice, even like milk has carbs, like dairy, like all of that. But you know, when you're working out so hard, you know, whether you're doing CrossFit or you're doing any type of strength resistance training, you need carbs. You need carbs to fuel yourself, whether it's, you know, before your workout, after your workout. You need to replenish those muscles. You just like stretched out all those muscles for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long you are at the gym. You need to replenish yourself. And with that, you need a good amount of protein, you need a good amount of carbs, and a good amount of fat. So I always try to strive for that. And I don't restrict myself. Like I said earlier, I love cookies, I love sweets. I will have my sweets, but I won't be having like the whole cake to myself. Like I won't be having like the whole loaf of like banana bread to myself. I'll slice it up, you know, put in like little Ziploc baggies, throw in the freezer. So, you know, it's all in moderation, you know? Like life is too short to restrict yourself from so many things. I did that for so long when I was a dancer, and I remember being so upset sometimes, being like, I really want a fucking cheeseburger. And like my coach was like, you can't have that, and I'm like, this is stupid. And now I'm just like, I'm gonna have a cheeseburger and a salad. It's called balance. And comment down below if you are interested in me posting about my eating habits, posting like what I eat in a day, and I will totally post those. Or who knows, I might just post those anyway. All right, next question. How do you get yourself out of a funk? Oof, that's a really good question. I think self-reflecting is really important, you know, whatever you're going through. For me, praying, journaling, talking to people, whether, you know, it's your family, your friends, your therapist, that's really what and then also movement. Like when you move your body and, you know, to a point where like you're really working, like you feel like you're breathing a little harder, you feel that sweat, you're releasing serotonin, and that's, you know, how you feel happy. And that's, I honestly feel like that's why I was able to somewhat cope through everything I was going through, because I was going to the gym every single day when I was going through that hard time, you know, back a couple of years ago. So journaling, praying, working out, talking to your people, surrounding yourself with good people, and kind of like having that positive self pep talk to yourself, like everything's gonna be okay, like everything feels like shit right now, but there's gonna be that light at the end of the tunnel, and just have faith in that light. And sometimes it's easier said than done, but just coming from someone that goes through anxiety, goes through some depression, find what feels good for you, whether that's stretching, talking to your mom, your sister, your best friend, your therapist, going for a run, weightlifting, joining a group fitness class, whatever. Find what feels good for you in that moment and take it from there. What I always try to focus on is, you know, I tend to be an overthinker. You know, sometimes I think like of all of these scenarios, all of these different situations are going to be happening, or could happen, or may not even ever happen. But at the end of it, you just have to breathe, stay present, be present, and look at what's happening right in front of you. And be grateful, show gratitude for what's happening in your life. You have, you know, I have food on my table, I have a roof over my head, I have my family, and I'm healthy. And that alone are great things to be grateful for. So, and however long your funk happens, just trust that everything will fall into place. And trust is a huge thing of what I've had to go through, and just taking it one day at a time, girl. Like that's what it's all about. Last question. How often will you post videos? So I think for right now, I'm going to stick to posting videos every week. I haven't decided the day yet, but I will definitely post it on my Instagram when I will be posting new videos. And yeah, but so far I'm going to be posting weekly videos starting now. And yeah, I'm super excited. I have all these ideas of videos I'm going to be posting. Comment down below on what videos you would like to see, what content you would like to see. And if you haven't already, click subscribe, Click that alert notification so you are alerted every time I post a new video. So glad I'm back into YouTube. It's been a hot minute and I've missed like seeing and hearing like all of your feedback, all of your comments, all of your lovely messages, and I'm so excited to be back here. I think that is it for this video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time.